All right. What's up? What's up, everybody? We are live. We are live. We are live, y'all. All right. We are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Live at 5. It's 5:23. Sorry we're late. We had a busy morning, had a lot going on today, and just getting in the house. Haven't slept yet from working last night, but had to get some stuff done today. So I'm home now, and we're going to be talking about what's going on with this HIV virus in Memphis, Tennessee. Memphis will always hold a special place in my heart because that's the first place that I moved to when I left New York, and we're gonna definitely get into it. All right, guys. So you know how we do it, y'all. Let's y'all know how we do it. All right. So let me make sure I share my video with my peoples real quick, and then we can get into it. All right, y'all. Hope everybody had a great day today. All right, share. Always got to share with my people, you know what I'm saying? Always got to share with my peeps. Sharing real quick, then we're going to be on it. Here we go, y'all. I think that's the last person I need to share to, and then we are on it. All right, here we go. All right, guys. So, we are here to talk about what's going on in Memphis. We're going to talk about what's going on in Memphis with this AIDS pandemic. That's what I'm going to call it. I have a lot of information, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm about to read to you. So please bear with me, and please leave a comment. I ask you guys every day to leave a comment. Please leave a comment, and let us know that you're watching. We'd love to get your comments. If you have something to say about this, I can also bring you on. If you'd like to come on the show and be a guest, then you're more than welcome also. All right, guys. So Memphis remains one of the hardest hit metros for HIV in the U.S., with the South driving much of the national burden. Several data sets and newsrooms place the Memphis area among the highest for new cases. One 2024 local report said the greater Memphis area ranks number 2 for the new HIV cases, with youth 15 to 24, seeing rates 5 times the national average. So let me start right there. The ages from 15 to 24. Okay. So I lost my virginity at 15, so it's not far-fetched that young people at the age of 15, some people even younger than that, are going to be having sex. But we have to teach our children to protect themselves. Everybody's not a Christian, so To say wait until marriage, that's, yes, that's something we should say. We should tell them to wait until marriage, yes. But for those that do not live by those rules, they have to live by some kind of rule. So I implore you, ladies and gentlemen, parents, if you have teenagers, if you have a 10-year-old, by the time they're 10, you need to be talking to them about sex. And you need to be talking to them about the dangers of unprotected sex. Because this is not a game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a game. Okay? People are dying. People are losing their life because they want to have unprotected sex. This is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. We have to talk to our children about the dangers of unprotected sex. Despite prevention efforts, End HIV 901 campaign launched in 2019, new infections in Shelby County rose 18% over the first 3 years of the campaign, even as care engagement and PrEP used improved. So the very recent development from October 7th and 8th, 2025, AIDS Healthcare Foundation opens its first Tennessee clinic in Memphis. And that address is 4299 Elvis Presley, expanding free to low-cost testing, treatment, and services. Okay, guys? So that's going to be 4299 Elvis Presley Boulevard. I'm going to post this on my Facebook page so you guys can see this. But that's 4299 Elvis Presley for those of you that live in the Memphis area. All right, 4299 Elvis Presley Boulevard. So key numbers and trends. Historic local baseline, 6,700 people living with HIV in Memphis, Shelby County, 2018. That's a 2018 surveillance. Black residents and men are disproportionately affected. Shelby County Health Department, ongoing concern about rising HIV and syphilis, and pushes for testing for testing mid-2024. Okay. The national context, this is a national context, ladies and gentlemen. There are 1.1 million living with HIV in the United States. Disparities concentrated in the South. Black Americans and gay, bisexual men bear the highest burden. Global, ladies and gentlemen, 40 million people are living with HIV. And there have been 1.3 million new infections in 2023 alone. So what's driving the Memphis numbers? Here's the most cited factors, ladies and gentlemen. Structural poverty, limited access to care, transportation barriers, and stigma, all prominent in southern metros. STI co-epidemic, syphilis increased with higher HIV transmission risks. Local officials flagged alarming combined trends in 2024. Youth vulnerability, 14 to 24 age group saw sharply higher new case rates locally versus national average in the 2024 report. So what's working and what public health is pushing? U equals U. Undetectable equals untransmittable. People on treatment with undetectable viral load do not sexually transmit HIV. So diagnosing, linking to care, and keeping folks on meds is a core strategy. PrEP, pre-exposure prophylaxis cuts sexually transmission risk by 99% when taking prescribed access in Memphis through free low-cost programs. Music City Prep offers in-person and teleprep statewide, including Memphis. So where can you get help in Memphis? If you guys know people in Memphis, I need you to listen to this carefully. You can rewind it back once it's over. Okay? Where to get help in Memphis? Shelby County Health Department, HIV STD reports and services, central hub for testing, events, and surveillance. There's another place, End HIV. I'm going to put all of these in the description of this video, so when it's over, you can go back and it'll be there, okay? I'll just copy and paste all of this there. End HIV 901, campaign info and partners. AHF Healthcare Center, that's new. 4299, that's the place I told you about earlier. 4299 Elvis Presley Boulevard in Memphis. Testing, treatment, linkage to care. And they had a ribbon cutting on October 8th, 2025, which was yesterday. Music City Prep Clinic, Memphis, plus teleprep. And they do free prep, HIV testing, consults, mobile clinics, and telehealth statewide. Out Memphis, LGBTQ plus services, also a plaintiff in the Tennessee HIV law challenge, often a link to testing and care navigation. Okay? There might be somebody out there that does not know what HIV is. Let me school you a little bit. HIV is the virus, AIDS. AIDS is the late stage if untreated. With today's meds, most people never develop AIDS. And with treatment, people live longer, healthy lives. U equals U. When viral load is undetectable, HIV is not sexually transmittable. We're gonna have to break that down. I'm gonna try to get a doctor on. So we're gonna go back to this. We're gonna stay on this subject. Today's Thursday. We might not do it tomorrow, but next week we're gonna come back on. I'm going to make sure I have a medical professional, a nurse, somebody that's been working in the hospital. I'm gonna get them on this show, and we're gonna have that discussion, so they can really break this thing down. Okay? Because I'm just reading my notes. That I collected, okay? But I need someone that really knows what this is to really break this down for you guys. So we're gonna do a series on this, and okay, so you guys can get all of the information, okay? What I will say is, and I don't need notes for this, what I will say is, and I'm gonna stop with the notes now. If you're having unprotected sex, ladies and gentlemen, if you're having unprotected sex, you need to get tested. Ladies and gentlemen, you need to get tested, because there was a young lady, and we'll talk about this when we get back to this story, because we're going to continue this story next week. There was a young lady, just briefly going to tell, she was having sex. She had AIDS, and she was just sleeping around on purpose, trying to get people infected. And she was infecting men, just a whole bunch of men. Okay? There's some people that are crazy like that. You don't want to get caught up out there. Okay? You do not want to get caught up out there, ladies and gentlemen. Get tested. That's the main thing I can say. Okay? Get tested. If you've never been tested before, do it. This is not a game. And if you're going to have sex, please use a condom. Protect yourself. Do not just sleep with someone. Obviously, don't sleep with them until you're married to them. And even when you're going to get married, get tested before you get married. Because we all have a past, right? Right? We all have a past. So we're not going to be judgmental. We all have a past. You know, you can be abstinent now, but maybe, you know, you're not a virgin, but now you're being abstinent. Still get tested. Both of you, man and woman, get tested. Because this is not a joke. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? This is not a joke. This is a very serious thing. This is literally your life. Literally, ladies and gentlemen, your life depends on you being tested so you can know what you're dealing with. This is not a game, folks. This is not a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a serious matter. All right? So we have to take this extremely serious. We have to take this extremely serious, ladies and gentlemen. All right? You can ask about the PrEP. If you're HIV negative and at risk, then they have Memphis locations plus teleprep are available and often free. If you have a recent exposure, 72 in the past 72 hours, then you need to ask for PEP immediately. If you're living with HIV, stay in care and on meds. U equals U. Protect your health and your partners. So there are some people that actually are living with HIV and they're healthy. They're fine. But they're taking meds and it's not transmittable and they're living healthy lives with the virus in their body. I will say this too. When you meet somebody, for those of you that might be watching, if you are HIV positive, tell your partner. Do not keep that to yourself. That's not something you keep to yourself. If you're going to hide anything, don't hide that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? If you're going to hide anything, ladies and gentlemen, do not hide that you are HIV positive. Because you would not want somebody to do that to you. You understand what I'm saying? You would not want somebody to do that to you. So, I implore you, ladies and gentlemen, I implore you, this is not a game. Please let your family and friends know. Okay, you don't have to tell the whole world. But tell a family member so they can help you. You understand? Get the support that you need to get through this. Do not spread this virus if you have it. And if you don't have it, stop having unprotected sex. I'm not going to sit here and tell you not to have sex because that's not my responsibility to tell you not to. I will tell you, wait until you're married to have sex. That's going to be your best case scenario. Because at least you know you're going to be dealing with one person. That's why God made it that way, that we have one person. God did not design us to be sleeping around with everybody. That's not what we're supposed to be doing. We've done it, yes, okay. But that's not what we're supposed to be doing. So, have you heard the saying, when you know better, you do better? Okay. So, now that you know better, okay. Now that you know better, I need you to do better. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? You know better, do better. Okay? Thank you for the ones that are watching on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. As I said to you parents, talk to your children. They're old enough. If you let your children watch whatever they watch on TV, they're old enough to know about sex. Give them that birds and the bees talk. It's time. If you're a single mother, talk to them. If you don't feel comfortable talking, if you're a single mother and you have a son and you don't know how to explain it, then find a man that you respect and ask that man to talk to your son. Okay? You have to talk to these children about these things now. They're going to find out if they don't already know. There's so many things on TV. TV is exposing our children to so much stuff, ladies and gentlemen. We can't let the TV raise our children. We have to raise our children. Okay? So, with that being said, talk to your children. Please, guys, I implore you, talk to your children about the dangers of unprotected sex. Talk to your children about the dangers. You have to. It's very important, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a game. This is not a joke. This is very, very serious business. You understand what I'm saying? This is very serious. So talk to your children about this. Give them all the information that they need. Okay, you're a single mother. You might not want to show your boy your son how to put on a condom. Get an uncle. You have a brother, your uncle. I guess an uncle will probably be the best person to show they don't have to show them on themselves. They can get a banana or something. There's a lot of different ways. Come on, use your brain, guys. Cucumber or something. Get a cucumber, a banana, or something. Get that condom. Show them how to put it on. Show them. And if you're a mother and you don't know how a man is supposed to wear a condom, then you get a man to do it. But don't procrastinate. All right? And as I said, for those that are having unprotected sex, stop. Stop having unprotected sex. Because this AIDS pandemic is not a game. It's not a game, folks. All right? So, that's all I really got for you guys. That's all I got for you guys for today. We will be back. We will have a health professional, I promise you. I'm going to hunt one down and get them on this show. And we will have them on the split screen, virtually, coming on this show, live at 5, and we will have them, and they're going to break it down for you. All right? All the terms, everything. We'll have our production, everything will be on the screen, everything, so you can have all that information. The other information that I did tell you about, all of the locations in Memphis, I will copy and paste that in the description of this video on YouTube and on Facebook. So if you are in the Memphis area, and there are other places too, if you live in Mississippi. I'm in Mississippi right now. All right? But there are other places. All right, guys? So thank you guys so much for watching this edition of Live at 5. We've not been on long, but we just had to say what we had to say. And we will be back with another episode. All right? We will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll have something good for you for tomorrow. We will not go back into the HIV talk tomorrow, but we'll go back into that next week once I secure the guest. All right, guys? All right, guys. So Thank y'all so much for watching, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Be good, because God is good. All right, guys? And we'll see you on the next episode of Live at 5 on the Undisputed Networks. Black News Undisputed. Peace.